Welcome,
Welcome.
anime lady fans. How you guys doing? Legendary Dash as always, and here
I'm a
comes
Manga
with.
man.
And we're here to do my hero, taking my villain arc that's about to end right now of My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero Academia, chapter 240, Power.
Oop.
Oh, so sad the villain arc is ending, Sam.
Yes, I mean, well, technically we thought it was gonna be like at least 2 more chapters, but I'm guessing this is the last chapter, this last arc.
Well, this is more feel like the epilogue, maybe one more after this, depending how the chapter ends. Then we can have a better clarification of where it goes. If it transitions to back to the heroes, then it's definitely the last. But if it ends up with a villain, like maybe one last one, so it makes sense. But I'm very sad. I really love this arc. This is definitely an arc I will probably reread.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you because this is like the best villain development arc characters that I've actually read in almost any other story. Usually they just spend one chapter onto 1 or 2 chapter of the villain's background or her backstory of why he turned evil and all that shit, but you have the entire arc.
Yeah, this is very different because usually we, like you said, we get 1 or 2 chapters, or we get a one arc of a villain, but because he's gonna turn hero or turn good or some type of anti-villain, but not the whole villain league. So I love this arc. It's really refreshing, very different, and also from a manga. We usually get that from some type of comic book western, not manga. So different of it, and I loved it.
I agree with you because like the next best thing of villain backstory, like side story character who developed from villain to hero was actually Zuko from Avatar, and you don't actually get the entire chapter or arcs. You just see it by every 2 scenes from every episode, and it develop. You grow, and you feel for Zuko, and you feel how he developed and how he struggles and how he changes. This is like the next best thing. You can't do it by pieces where you switch scenes to scenes. You make an entire arc of the backstory of a villain, and I think this is the best thing they ever did.
I totally agree with that. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight to the live reaction of chapter 240. We get with the first page 1 week after the Battle of Dekia City, the scars of the battle, and we get the motherfucking equator, that motherfucking
crater, not equator, crater
of what Shigaraki did to the League of Villains, and is tremendous. Wow, it shows the power level that he has now. As strong as All Might, or strong as All for One, and that shows you how much powerful he is. The tragedy of once a tranquil city, the preparations of the perpetrators were a group of 20 men and women who held a grudge against the heroes. That's the eyewitness report. Okay, the fake news. By falsifying reports of organizing crime that drew the heroes out of the city before the beginning of their attack. In the response of their sudden onslaught, the citizens of Dekia City took up arms in order to defend themselves.
Soon after, the heroes returned to join the fight. After a fierce battle in which many innocent citizens lost their lives, the deaths of all 20 criminals in the group were confirmed. Furthermore, at that time, the CEO of Death Nerd Corporation, Yatsubashi Rikia, happened to be present in the city. Despite losing both of his legs in the fierce battles, he escaped with his life. In the newspapers, a terrorist attack in a hero support, many deteriorates. Shisha executive meeting with Internet's CEO confirmed dead. Some have argued that the use of quirks by untrained citizens greatly contribute to the death toll, but the public has largely proclaimed the decisive action of the citizens as bold and heroic. With many holes in the story remaining, the investigations continues. And sushi.
So this is what they mean by the calm after a storm. You didn't do jack, man. To chill. I managed to skip just fine. Dabby, if you don't want yours, I'm gonna take it. Yeah, go ahead. I hate fish anyway. Well, no, Toga, I'm so sorry. Toga's not dead. Oh, okay, she's here. If only she didn't spare her blood back, perhaps she would still be. Can you stop that already? It's pretty disturbing to see that when I'm still alive. Wow, Toga, wow. She has a eye patch.
Now, we can't be going around disturbing others. Oh, my leg is moving on its own. What are you doing, leg? I'm a bad boy. Please don't hit me. The hell are you saying, me? Didn't we get over his complex? Looks like there's even more of him now. Looks like his treatment just made his conditions even worse. It's time. Let's go. Shut the hell up. I'm eating my sushi. My girl. Excuse me? Who do you think paid for that sushi? Not to mention your medical bills, the video editing, and Toka's coat. Yeah, well, who do you think was the one who let that baldy stay in that cool-headed, who-ass hideout? Stop it, skeptic.
The supreme leader, Re-Destro chose these gentlemen himself after all. Although this may be the decision of Re-Destro, is also the will of Destro. All right.
All right, the secret hideouts looks dope. The elevator too. My comrades of the Liberation Army, it is I, Re-Destro. Today, if it feels all prickly, the Liberation Army will be reborn.
Weren't tomorrow's cute little hands all crushed up earlier? Apparently, one of them survived. It is a miracle that is managed to stay in one piece after all. Well, it isn't that convenient. When it came to enlightening the world of the ideals of Destro, I had believed that the League existence was not but an obstacle. Until that day, I had regarded this as absolute truth. Oh, how blind I must have been! I was swept away by my bloodbound, by my teachings. But on that day, I witnessed true liberation. Hear me, this is not surrender.
The man you see before you is Shigaraki Tomura, is one who is truly liberated. He is the one who is worthy of the utmost reverence. He is the one who is worthy of the throne. Starting now, the Liberation Army shall carry out the resurrection with Shigaraki Tomura as its supreme leader. Together we shall walk the true path of liberation. The Liberation Army and the League of Villains shall henceforth be united under a new name. This name was devised by myself, Re-Destro, and Spinner of the League. And now to do the honors. Oh, come on. Shigaraki Tomura!
The Paranormal Liberation Front! Well,
that's not bad.
This new name is just like the script. Irrelevant. Go wild. Abnormals, the title of villains, in order to broaden the world's understanding of special abilities. We shall henceforth be known as the. Furthermore, I now disintegrate the 9 members of the stage with me as commanding officers who shall coordinate our forces at the discretion. Wow.
All right, everybody's screaming. Oh, shit, Hawks. Hawks is in the middle of it. Oh, shit. I was too late. And now he's got this much. What happened at Daika City? That was you guys, wasn't it? If you had just captured the League when you had the chance, think of how many citizens might have still be alive today. Huh?
Wow, this is
just genius.
Wow, this is shocking. Well, whether this is real or not, the fact is that you killed a man.
Oh, fuck.
An army united under a single ideal, a company with full control over the world's networks, a company with deep connections to the industry, and most likely several more of those high and normal. I had expected something this is too much. Shigaraki, in this modern society overflowing with heroes, Shigaraki Tomura has now come to obtain power which rivals the heroes, if not more.
What an excellent performance out there. Would you perhaps like something to drink? Get lost. What pleasure. Let's get lost, degenerate. I don't want to see him like this. Is sucking up like that how he rose up so high? Ugh. Hey, honestly, it's a miracle he's still alive with how much damage he took. That's quite the swanky name you've got now, isn't it? Well, isn't it? Well, I suppose it's better than a cheesy-sounding name like the League of Villains. I got Machia to obey me. I think I've achieved the bare minimum you asked for, don't you think, Dr.Ujiko? Your memory has returned, and along with it, your quirk has returned as well, as I promise.
I shall grant you power if that is what you desire. However, there's something I want you to do for me first. I want you to deliver something for me. What are you doing, number 2? Oh, that's Hawks. You look quite happy. Am I looking forward to meeting you, meeting to the rest of the gang? Not yet. There's still someone sponsoring them behind the scenes. I've got to uncover the full story and report back to Endeavor as soon as possible. Now then, Hawks, even the slightest delay and it's all over for Japan. The threat closes in next chapter, new development. Chapter end. Oh, that's the end of the live reaction of chapter 240 of the Liberation Army finally concluded together. So now the League of Villains and the Liberation Army are all as one. This chapter was a mouthful. What did you think, Sam, first?
Well, I think for a new development, actually, I think it might next chapter might be the last chapter, since it says a threat closes in. Next chapter, a new development.
Correct.
Either you start the new arc afterwards, where we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, which it happens a lot in My Hero Academia. We want to see, or One Piece, we want to continue seeing what's going to happen right there in the League of Villains, but more likely they're going to transition all the way back to the Kid Heroes again. So we won't be able to see it until after a very long time, or something happens in between there. But yeah, this chapter was amazing, and this literally can close out this entire arc. And this is like so badass cool. For the first part, I want to say like they have the League of Villains now, and or else the United Front. They have network where they can just lie to the media, the public, disguise it using videos, saying, "Oh, it was just different villains and the heroes and other citizens defending themselves and fighting." Literally covering up the entire League of Villain versus Liberation Army kind of battlefield thing.
Oh yeah, they have people to freaking edit the whole news video, edit the guys who have to feel like, who do you think was the one to pay for it? Like our leader, technically your leader is not Re-Destro anymore, so it's the supreme leader, and also your guys want the funds of money. They're like, fuck it, whatever, man. Like
Exactly.
some of the people are not completely fine with it. They just have to get adjusted to it. But since they said that this is the Destro's will. So I like how it's an inherent will of how Naruto likes to use the will of fire. It's kind of like this, how they just passed the will from Destro to Re-Destro to now Shigaraki, the supreme leader. So I like how it's the passing of the torch is.
It's not really much of a pass of a torch. It's more about loyalty. It's like if your company just got taken over by another company, but you're still it's a hostile takeover, but you still have your job. Your next loyalty transfers over to the people on top. Mainly anybody in the boss that took over it, they're now your new boss, and the boss that you have is still under you. They'll be probably your new manager, and their boss is now the people that took over the company, really. So it's just
I see that
following the top of company.
I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, to me, Re-Destro is kissing ass way too much to Shigaraki, and he would just bend over like, "Hey, dude, just get lost now." Like, "Okay, I'm leaving now. Bye bye."
No,
like,
but I mean, that's typical company. But that is typical company. There's going to be those kiss ass that's like, that was all high and mighty on top. But when someone took them over and they got a higher position, they're going to be like, okay, I'm going to kiss ass until like I get even a higher position, or I'm free to do more of what I want. But at that point in mind, he has no mind of his own to do any takeover or kick out Shigaraki or anything like that in that sort of way.
True, it makes sense, and it's very helpful. And he's now the right-hand man. And also makes sense how Splinter, the one who was technically the narrator of this whole arc, he came up with the name with Re-Destro. So that's pretty nice that Splinter was actually useful.
Spinner.
I keep saying Splinter, guys. I'm sorry if I do say it, my fault. But Spinner, if he was very helpful in this whole thing. So that's pretty cool about him to actually come up with the name, and also with him trying to be the narrator of this whole arc was pretty cool.
Another cool part is that we see Shigaraki in the suit, like All For One used to be, and now he only has one arm. Like, literally, because what he did from that battle, he lost an arm, but he still has one arm left. It reminds me of Deku, doesn't it? Keeps breaking his arms.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll use his legs. Hey, we never know.
Well, he did use his legs to make that crater.
No, he does all his arms. That was just all his hands. At that point, that the downside was that he broke his own arms while at it, and one of his leg is broken too. From last chapter, he was dragging it. He still have his leg. It's just broken. But like, I'm just saying, in a more futuristic chapter, you might actually see him taking off his shoes and socks and using his whole entire feet to touch the ground and causing the whole decay. That's some crazy shit. That's a
part of the scene now. To see that Shigaraki is this powerful and come at hand to fight Deku, it's literally all arms and hands now, because Deku in the future versus Shigaraki is going to be definitely a one-sided battle right now at the moment speaking. Until Deku learns how to use those 6 quirks, then it'll be an even match from what we can assume. But right now the league of this army, the Paranormal Front, is definitely impossible to beat. They definitely have 9 commanders. They have an army. They have Gigantamachia. They have a Hawks as well that we're about to bring up right now. It's definitely something to definitely not a fight right now until you have something.
For sure, because definitely Shigaraki is like in the same position Deku was when he first started using like 10%, no 15% of his quirk, where he had just broken fingers. Shigaraki is the same thing where he broke fingers. Meeting a new 9 of the Paranormal Liberation Front, we already know about the other 5 of the League of Villains, and the Yeti, and who's replacing the reporter girl is the Yeti girl.
It's Geten.
Gint-
Giten, still we find out is a girl, and where most people, YouTubers and everything, saying there is, people thought it was Natsuo. It
Yeah.
was Gabi's sibling, but it comes to be, it's not. So that's something that's down the drain. So we were hoping it was that, but something that wasn't, because I was really hoping so.
Okay, and then we transition back to Hawks, and his mission, what he had to do, he was too late, and because of that, one man died, and that man was one of the top heroes, Genus.
Yeah,
He killed Genus, which
killed
is
Genus.
horribly bad.
Partially me, I think I might be the minority one. I may be the only one that think that he did kill somebody, a person, but not Genus, and Genus is locked away, and he probably had to tell Genus, hey, this is my mission.
No, you can't. You
Like
can't.
I said,
You don't understand. Double spies, double agents, they can't leave anything like open to make it seem like he's worse like that.
But hey, Hawks is a good man inside. He's just trying to do his mission to protect the people and have a better future. Like I said, I'm the minority here. I probably believe I'm the only one here. I know that. But let me know if you guys are the only ones as well. Let me know that if you guys believe that he did kill a man, just not Genus, but cover up as Genus.
How I see Hawks, he's the opportunists. And I know he's working more towards the hero side, but then if anything goes wrong where he feels that the villains can overshadow the villain side, the hero side, he will switch side. I think he will switch sides because of it. And him killing Genus is even more proof that you can be a villain in our side because they have dirt on you now. And I don't think if that really is Genus, imagine being in that duffel bag for days without air or food or anything like that too. So
who knows? It's a really big speculation to see where it goes and where it leads to. And it really hurts him. Like it probably hurts him to know that this is what he has to do for his mission, for his job, for what he has to do, just to have a better future for the people and the kids. And like that is a big burden. And sometimes it might break his soul where in the future he actually becomes a villain. Who knows? So this is something that is really gonna break his soul.
And then the next thing is that Dr.Ujiko is now able to grant Shigaraki
the power that he desired.
Which I'm guessing one of the powers is going to be new limbs. He's got new hands, maybe a new foot, whatever.
Who knows? But also, he said, before you do that, I need you to do something for me first. I'm really curious to know what it is. Maybe that's the new thread that closes it in and the new development for the next chapter for what we're about to find out. Or maybe it's going to be a cliffhanger and then that's going to be brought up for another couple 30 chapters. Who knows? Because that's what might happen, my assumption. That's not going to be brought up. And that's about it. Or you got anything else to say?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of it. Although Hawks is not giving up, he's still finding that he's still trying to figure out who's sponsoring the league, which is Dr. Ujiko, because he's the one who's in the behind the scenes for All for One, and he's helping the League of Villains. The thing is that Hawks needs to find all this information, or else he's gonna be too late. Japan is over. The League of Villains can take over every time they want to, and the heroes can't do anything about it. And I'm pretty sure the Doctor and Shigaraki don't really know about Hawks, because what it did was in that last couple panels is after he says I need you to do a delivery for me, it transitioned to the screen panel of the crowd, and then we go into Hawks, and then we see Dobby with him.
Yeah, so definitely
still good in hiding. It's just the problem is the moment when Hawks see the rest of the League of Villains, it's up to Shigaraki if he trusts him or not. Which
hell yeah. That's the thing they actually do. So definitely, guys, let us know if we missed anything, guys, about the chapter. Let us know your fantasy. Let us know your thoughts about it down in the comment below. Let's have a conversation. Join the Discord as well, so we can have daily conversations, guys. Like the video as well, and subscribe if you want more anime lately content, guys. Subscribe to get us to 1K and over. And other than that, guys, all social media is down below: podcast, Patreon, Twitch, Twitter, IG, Facebook like page, everything else, guys. Other than guys, see you next time on the next My Hero Academia. Take care.